Just going to double check the audio, see if we're all good here. Alrighty then, hello everybody and welcome to BRL Season 16, Round 6 here in Mexico. Last time out in Australia, we had simply lot of chaos, especially in those final laps. Please go and watch that race if you haven't already, because it was something else. Meanwhile though, we're going to have some people here already starting their first flying laps. Blackburn, am I going to win today? Ooh. You've got a chance, I'll say. I think, obviously, some big competition today. Apparently, some of these guys, especially some of the newer guys that you're seeing here, is actually good segue. Actually, in fact, we've got Coxes. I think that's how you say it. I don't know how you say this one anyway, but yeah, a lot of these guys apparently are quite quick. Geeks 14. Obviously, we saw a Lilo last time out. He was very quick. Hossein here apparently, or I think that's how you say it. He's also apparently quite quick. So yeah, we might have a couple people here who are gonna be rapid, and we'll have to wait and see how they go. But while I say all this anyway, let's have a quick cover of what is going on, or at least what has been going on, with the drivers' standings after all those steward decisions that we had to go through and everything else like that. Blackburn still leads our standings, but only by 7 points to Wisburn currently. Rose currently up in third. However, he can only do one or two more races as one of the main rules that we put forward with some reserves here. Lilo's left the session, so I'll try and get him back in a second. Yeah, our Hedson currently P4, Bluebird in P5 as well. Alex currently in P6, so he's not be racing today. Thomas P7, Small P8, Wolfie P9, and Hazard in P10. As seeing actually, sorry, let's have a look at Cox's here across the line. 16.8, so definitely an okay lap time, but I think I can go a lot quicker there. I think in my own practice anyway, I wanted to do some laps myself. I think my laps went to like a 15.6. I think that was the quickest I went. And there you go. Look, you can see some of these already coming through. Hazard there was 16.2. I'll quickly invite a Lilo back. Should be all good there now. But yeah, Hazard currently quickest, which is quite interesting to see, because obviously the small one, usually one of the people we see quite up there, but right now it looks like a bit of a role reversal right now. Hazard doing pretty good with that lap in a minute. But yeah, like I said, I think my best lap was around a 15.6. I'm not sure like how good other people are really going to be doing here today or anything else like that. You know, I don't expect people to be like incredibly far from my times either. I also don't expect people to smash my times by multiple seconds. I mean, I think I'm still doing all right myself, because obviously this is actually, I'm going to make it about myself for a second, in fact. Sorry, it's me, well, actually, and our Henson there goes faster, 16.2. Seeing who else could come across the line soon. BRV6K, Big Pablos is here, who is just wanted to build up for another lap, I think. I think he just invalidated, so that was why. But yeah, if I make it about myself for a second, yeah, mainly my laps are around the higher 15s. I'll expect pole to be lower 15s. If there's some really good people out there, I can see high 14s. I think high 14s would be the barrier that we look at here. Is Bluebird across the line with a 16.087. Even though battery as well, you kind of notice here, a lot of people don't run out of battery until this very last sector, and then they gain it all back anyway through this sector. So I think Blackbone will be the first real representative lap that we'll see here, although I think he's just backed off or has gone really wide, either of the two. But across the line he will go. I have to wait and see how he's gone. There's a Daniel Tyson there with a 17.3. Blackburn across the line, yeah, only at 16.1, so definitely someone I think who could go quicker. Thomas across the line, it's quite close, and there we go. Oh my god. Okay, so oh wow, okay, we're already in the low 15s. We'll tell you that one that much right there. Ray Harrison come across the line, is he going to be quite close? No, he's only just into the 15s as well, so yeah, oh my goodness me, we are seeing a lot of quicker times coming through all of a sudden. As Papples, I think, actually had a bit of a bad lap there. Definitely should be going a bit quicker than that one, I think. But yeah, I mean, I think a lot of this stuff is expected. All these guys in the 16s here, low 16s, I can see definitely some of them going into mid 15s. I think. I feel like if I could go to the mid 15s, I mean, I've not had the most practice on my wheel either. I want to say, I think if I can go to into a mid 15, I think these guys can definitely do it as well. But that is a benchmark of 15-1 for their very first time. The quickest I was able to get was, what, half a second away from that. So let's see what Rose can do. Someone who's usually very quick as well. Across the line, he will go, yeah, mid 15s. So actually, maybe my lap was just pretty good. I don't know. But whatever it was, these guys have got a very big pace advantage at the minute over a lot of this field. We'll see who else is currently going at the minute. I don't think anyone else is doing another lap. There's Rhea Harris there with a little spin, but I don't believe he was on a lap there. And if he was, that was really odd. I don't know what was going on there. But yeah, that's keeping the pit lane. That's BS. Yeah, I'm very surprised with this sort of lap time. I expected a couple people to be like a couple tenths off Rose, I'd say. Like, not as far away as they are now, but I definitely did see, I think, Blackbone, I think, made a mistake. I'm sure the small one's got more in him. Henson potentially as well. Thomas done a good lap. Rhea Harris, I think he could definitely go quicker as well. Rose, obviously, usually our class field in a lobby like this. But, yeah, not seeming to be today because these guys have put 4 tenths of daylight. Time to learn the words, sorry, you can't race here too fast. Yeah, this is very interesting to see because I was, in fact, having a conversation about this because if there are going to be some incredibly quick people coming in at the minute, then this is either going to be a cause for 2 tiers, a cause for a split sort of group, or just something like, Jesus Christ, like you guys just going to be way too fast for this league. That sort of thing, because as much as it's incredible to see these guys go incredibly fast, don't get me wrong, these people are 15-1 right now. They are rapid, and I will not say otherwise, but if they are just going to be absolutely dunking on everybody by quite a bit, then there might need to be a couple of conversations about that one. But anyway, this all across the line. There we go, yeah, right up with Rose. So definitely more along the lines of what I expected with some of these quicker guys. Deke across the line goes 9th fastest. We're going to see a Lilo starting his lap eventually. Is Wisburn going to be one of the people to come across the line soon? Not yet. Not Bluebird there either. Actually, it was Hazard there for a 16-0. Purchases it right next to Rhea Harris, so not bad. But yeah, I think Rose definitely is going to have something to say about these laps. Because right now he's a couple of tenths up. If he can get it just hooked up in that final sector, it should be quite good. Let's see where Wisburn as well goes, because in fact, Wisburn's strength has lied a lot more in his race pace than his quali pace so far, but he needs something good here, and he's only 12th currently, so we know he can improve. As Rose actually comes into the pit lane, so quite interesting actually to see Rose come to the pit. To see who else currently out there. Someone is. I can't tell who's coming across the line anymore. Bluebird's going out to start his lap. Pablos to start? No. The scene guy to start. Sorry. I'm looking at everyone over here trying to find out who's actually starting a lap or not at the minute. Kodoy's in. Pablos is not starting, so I'm assuming that's Blackbone. Let's have a quick look on there. Yeah, it'd be Blackbone right there. I'm sorry I'm continuously flicking through all of these. I'm just trying to find any sort of gap here as we see our Henson, I think, let one of the V carbs. Oh, is DKit stopped? I don't know what's going on there, but someone's actually jumped up there. Who was that? That was a Lido there, yeah, we were 15-4. So these are a lot more along the lines I was expecting once again for these sort of laps, but to start with a banker 15-1, that is like a crazy time to start with. Has I think gone for a second lap here? He's using all his battery again, so it definitely looks as it's the case. Wisman has to let a Ferrari by there. I think a Bluebird, yeah, half a second up as well. In fact, it's Bluebird. So once again, one of the people we normally are meant to see up there in this field. Let's see where he goes when he comes across the line. Someone's starting a lap there. Bluebird across the line. Where does he go? 15-5. Yeah, all these are pretty much expected laps. 15-0 as well. Here we go. We're starting to see these guys have really pushed the boundaries of these cars. Rhea Harris across the line. Onto the front row as well. 15-1, 15-0. Yeah, we're seeing these all getting really pushed now. Cross the line, Blackbone goes. Only PA. 15-7 for our championship leader. He is ahead of his championship contender currently. However, we'll be seeing a couple of people starting to lick their lips in the championship here right now. Our Henson, obviously sort of in between here. He's currently a couple of tenths up, so this actually could be that he's not being between right now. Let's have a look across the line. He goes. Yeah, jumps ahead. So both the Red Bull guys here right next to each other. Yeah, quite interesting to see. Because right now, obviously, we haven't got like a insane title fight forming. Obviously, we got Blackbone and Whizburn, but if these two guys will be quite far down, and then you got other people trying to pick up the scraps, then you never know, to be honest. We're going to see Thomas here as well. Someone who's actually quite quick. Down in 11th currently. And he's currently 1.5 seconds down, so he's not going to improve at all. Kodai behind him just on an outlap. Pablos across the line here. Another person meant to be really quick. Only 10th fastest. But I think this field here is incredibly close too. As Whizburn now on a second lap. There we go. That is a lot more like it. As soon as I talk about the championship, he is back on it there. Someone's across the line, starting another lap. Who else am I across? I think it was Geet or Rhea Harris, but they're both done. Obviously, Whizburn just finished this lap. God, everyone's going too fast to me now. Who is coming across the line now? I think Lopez people will be pitting. Yeah, there we go. Then so anyway, we've got a Red Bull. No, he's pitting as well at the end of this lap, I'd assume. Foxes here doesn't really look very quick. Pablos isn't looking quick either. Bluebird's currently sat there. Whizburn's not looking quick. I think no one's on laps currently. I think. Yeah, Thomas, I don't think is. Yeah, I don't believe anyone's on laps. Maybe Kodai is. But, yeah, I mean, you can definitely tell sort of the pace disparity we're seeing here. We've got, we've seen Rhea Harris, Geet, Lilo, I expect to improve by a couple of tenths as well. They're all up there. Whizburn as well with a nice lap. He's up there too. Bluebird, once again, sort of pretty much ever consistent most of the time, is up there. And actually, in fact, ahead of Rose, which is, yeah, say Rose down in 7th right now. Is really interesting to figure out. Hazard smashes out one of the brake marker boards. Thomas across the line there. Where does he go? 15.8. Look how close this field is once we've finally got all these laps going. What? Thomas there, 4 tenths down on Lilo, and that's the difference between 4th and 12th. So definitely some very interesting laps going on. Actually, Whizburn's going again. So this is really old Tyson Whizburn. So I'm assuming he's pushing now. If he finds an improvement, he'll leg it back to the pits. If he doesn't find an improvement, he'll just jump in the pits, do his last run as intended. Lilo, I think, is going to probably be doing the same here, because he is not got much battery to use down that straight. But I assume, I think a lot of people are probably trying to use it in one go. Let's see what D-Kit is as well. He's a couple of tenths up in a minute. And there's something else I want to say, actually. D-Kit is still quite close to the back of this field. So is Hazard. But they're all just not able to break through. You know, I mean, they are close. All of them are. But they're just need a couple tenths. And I think D-Kit right now, I'm going to watch him first, I think, is yeah, Kodai's validated. Yeah, we'll watch D-Kit first. Let's see where he goes. Let's see here. Yeah, a couple tenths up. So there you go. Yeah, if he gets a couple tenths up, he can move ahead of Hazard and potentially move ahead of people like Pablos and Blackbone if he keeps that sort of pace up. Let's have a look here. Coming around the final few corners, let's have a look where D-Kit might go across this line now. Does he break into the 15? He doesn't. Lost some time in that final sector. Who else going? No, Whizburn's in the pit lane. I think Lilo is finishing his lap, but no, I think he's actually crossed the line. So he needs to hurry up and get back to that pit lane now, because that might be his last lap. So someone else just started a lap there. I think that's Blackbone. No, he's actually doing a second warm-up lap, I think. Yeah, but he's 10th. He needs something else in this session as well. Hazard a couple tenths up. This could drop him around that P9, P8 range. Just have a look across the line. Hazard will go, or just outside the P9 range, but he's ahead of some really big figures. Like, once again, Blackbone, Pablos, Thomas, none of these guys are slouches. And we know that. We've seen it happen, where these guys really go well in this field. The small one here, I think, will be the first of the more heavy hitters to start his last lap. He's had a bit of a lock-up there already into the first turn, but it looks like he's got it all stopped there, so not too bad. Definitely not clipping that curb as much as he'd like, and he's also got a bit wide there too, but I think he's okay, which is actually quite interesting to think about. Let's see where his time is currently. He's 800ths up, so even with a bit of a rough bit there, that sort of pace already puts him top 4. So we'll have to have a look at that. Geek currently 700ths up. Hossein there a 10th up as well. So all these guys are finding a lot of time out there. Who is the Cadillac there? I think it's Blackburn. Yeah, he's going to gear up for his last lap soon. We'll watch the small ones still, because this lap could really still put him top 4 after everything. And he's currently 2.5 tenths up, so he's actually looking like a really good bet for this second row. Let's have a look as other people are starting their laps too. Geet hasn't validated, so he might be able to go quicker, but Hossein is going even quicker out there as well. This is incredible pace from the Haas car. Let's have a look now. Across the line he'll go, and he just doesn't break in to that second row. However, he got very close there, the small one. Across the line Hossein will go 14.8. That looks like pole. Geet could go again. Alilo is going again. Bluebird's gone again. Henson, I think, is starting a lap there alongside, I think Coxix is also... Yes, Coxix is starting, I think, with the small one? No. Wait, what? Oh, I'm confused. Is that another red... Oh, no, it's a V-carb. Ignore me. Oh, my God. But I think, yeah, I think that's Coxix there starting right behind Thomas. We're seeing Alilo go come across the line soon. DK is going to be one to come across the line. Now he's in the pit lane. Let's see, who else come across the line? I think that's another V-carb. That's Rose. So actually, the V-carb guys are going to be very, very quick now I look at it. Yeah, sorry, as we look across there. Oh, Bluebird has spun round with a Williams there. I don't know if that's any, might be Zaniel. But I don't know if that is, yeah, I mean, definitely Bluebird out of it, unless he can very quickly go again. He should have the fuel to, but he's going to make sure he hurries up. I think he can just about get this lap in. No, I think he's realised too late. There you go. Yeah, he's done. Unfortunately for Bluebird, he's gone. And he's only P7. Who else can cross the line? Oh, not Geet. He span it round as well. Hossein is having to stop there as well for him. Our Henson, I think we won the next heavy hitters across the line. Was it Thomas? No, it won't be Thomas. It'll be Coxix. Let's see where Coxix go. He's 9 tenths up. Hold on a minute. Oh, he is invalidated, though. Unfortunate for him, 15.9. I think our Henson's next. No, it's V-car, I think, of Geet. No, he's in the pit lane. Oh my God, I'm missing everyone here. Henson across the line. He doesn't improve. Who else is going at it? Thomas is not improving. We've got Rose out there, who is actually a couple tenths up. He needs this lap, in fact, Rose. Can he get onto the second row? Because that looks like the most that could be achieved. Or is it even better? He's on the second row, but just cannot break in. I think Hazard, or no, Thomas, sorry, went across the line. He's in P9. That was Kodo in the back of the field there. He's on across the line. Who else is across the line? I think, yeah, Blackbone's done as well. I think it's all now down to Wisburn, I think, because Rhea Harris has invalidated. Yes, he has. Wisburn across the line. Does he get any further up? He does. He goes to P5. So, weirdly very close, although I was really struggling trying to find everyone in that quali session. I mean, if not for Hossein over here, I mean, look at that. You got Rhea Harris, Geet, and Rose all in, what, 600s of each other for that second place on the grid. And realistically, it's one of the better places to start. Wisburn there in a bit of a lowly P5, but that's good for him. All he needs to be ahead of Blackburn currently for this title. Don't know what happened with the rest of that sort of thing there in a minute, though. Don't know why Bluebird was facing backwards, especially. There was a Williams right next to him. Yeah, really weird. Zaniel apparently is disconnected, but we'll do that anyway. Anyway, though, Hossein's on pole. Rhea Harris is alongside him on the front row. Geet in P3, Rose P4, and Wisburn in our top 5. Lilo P6, Small One P7, Bluebird P8, Thomas P9, our Henson P10, Hazard in P11, Blackbone, bit of a lowly 12 for our championship leader, but we'll see how he goes. Pavlos as well, actually, lowly P13, Deacon P14, Kodoy P15, Cox is P16, Zaniel P17, and BRV6K rounds out our field. Yeah, we'll have to just get Zaniel here. Apparently, Hossein there said he can run a 0.5, which is incredible to see. Sorry, Zaniel, I'm trying to find you, but I realise you're not on PlayStation there, I don't believe. Give me 1 second, Zaniel. I think I can get you in now. But yeah, pretty insane from a lot of that. I also want to check settings, so if the settings are all okay, then we'll be fine. I just don't know what's going on here. Oh my God. Sorry, anyway. Okay, Bluebird said that's on me. Sorry, I checked behind and saw a car on a slow lap. I didn't know someone had got past him. Okay, so I think Bluebird may have made a quick mistake, which is fine to be honest, because a load of these guys are starting a lot lower than I expected. I really did not expect to see a lot of these guys start where they are. I'm expecting a lot of people to go mediums first, get them out of the way, and then maybe two hards after that. I think this will be the one track where we really start seeing that two-stop come into play. Basically, it's a shorter pit lane, a lot shorter pit lane here. If anybody goes on softs, I don't know what they're doing. Some people start on hards, apparently, which is quite interesting. I think you can start on hards, get away with it. Maybe use the mediums in the middle stint, because I don't think you should save the mediums for the last. As much as you can be quite quick, I think those hards will be really valuable for you mid-race. But here we go, though. We're going to see it now. 5 red lights. And we're going to see the Haas car get away there of Ossin pretty well, but we're going to have Rio Harris right alongside him. But actually, no, we're going to have the two V-Cubs coming towards him. Geet is going to start and now climb through towards turn 1. Geet is going to try and maybe find a way around the outside. Rose is there and Rio Harris. Rio Harris going to go for an absolute send into the first turn, and he takes the lead of the race. Out of absolutely nowhere that was. And Geet now side by side, he's managed to get ahead of our pole sitter. Rose now right alongside him too. Let's see if Rose could get any sort of moves done. It's going to be quite close. Very close, in fact. And we're going to see now Wisman trying to find a way around, and he can't find that way around at the minute. We're seeing Rio Harris, though, scamper away with the lead, and we're seeing all sorts of contact at the back there. 3 wide with a couple people. I think Hazard there, side by side with a small one and Pablo. Small one, was like absolutely died, but we're seeing now trying to go side by side through some of these corners. Can any of them manage to make the corner? Yes, they all do. But a very crazy start. Blackbone, someone who really suffered there, down in 16th as well. He's having a lot of positions to make up, and we're seeing him now try and make one up on Deakit there. We're seeing more people side by side. The small one trying to go around the outside of Thomas. He's going to have to be careful there, because I think Hazard is also trying to get involved, but he had to back out. A load of people backing out here. We're going to maybe see contact. We're still seeing contact. I don't know what is going on. Deakit as well has actually been spun round, or he has spun himself, and we're seeing all sorts of contact there in those final couple corners of the first lap. But look at this now. We're just seeing a crazy amount of swapping as Geet is back past Rio Harris for the lead of this race. No, Rio Harris back down on the inside. He makes the move right back again, and Pablos now is going to be ahead of the small one. The small one tries to find his way through. He's going to be quite careful. The McLaren now coming through, I think, of Cox's. No, Cox goes wide as well. The small one wide too. We're seeing so many bits of fighting going on. Geet is now side by side with Rio Harris. Geet's going to have to go wide there because he's not taking the best line. Rio Harris is back through, and now we're going to just chop back right to the middle of the field. What is going on here? Everyone is side by side with absolutely everyone as well. What is going on? Thomas there, a little bit wayward. I think he might have got damage as well. Yes, he does. So some people definitely have got damage in his field. And now Blackbone's wide again, and there's a spin for the small one. I don't know what is going on. Geet as well span. What is going on in this race? I've got absolutely no idea. Geet's got wing damage. Has he made any sort of contact with Rio Harris? I don't know. His front wing looks attacked. Let's have a quick look at everyone's front wing. Geet is obviously going to have to pit. Hazard has got damage. Thomas got damage. I think Blackbone's okay. The small one definitely is damaged. We've got a virtual safety car out currently, so I think a lot of these guys on mediums realistically can just pit. And yeah, Geet's in for that wing damage. Hazard should be in for that wing damage as well. Cox is... I don't believe he had wing damage. Let me just double check. No, he was not the McLaren to get it. I think it was Thomas. Yeah, there we go. And virtual safety car's already ended as all these guys... Oh, Blackman's in as well. So yeah, maybe that is actually some wing damage. It was side by side once again for the lead of this race. What is going on? I don't even know. But right now, Hossein right back to where Rio Harris is. Rio Harris going to squeeze to the inside. He switches to the outside there. Looks to be quite nice there from Hossein. Forces Rio Harris to take a bit of a defensive line. Does seem all okay for now, but Rio Harris have been looking a bit wayward on those medium tyres. Anything else going on at the minute? I think Geet's side by side with Thomas, of all people, right there. Rose also actually, sorry, as I say all of this, him maybe not being at his best spot, he's up in third. So, yeah, we're definitely going to see a lot of these guys really gain a lot in this race. Bluebird, another one, actually, who's gained quite a lot. Kodoy's gained a lot. BRVK's gained a lot. He's coming into points for Alpine, which is brilliant stuff from him. Yeah, crazy stuff. Was all seeing actually more crazy stuff here. Is Rio Harris. I mean, he's actually backing up the field here, if anything, because he's not really liking his medium tyres. And I think completely expected. On the practice I did with medium tyres, they overheat a lot. And there you go, look, the guys on the hard tyres are obviously going a lot quicker now. We're going to see Rose really in this slipstream. Can he find any sort of way past? No, but maybe Hossein can find his way past Rio Harris. Rio Harris deep on the brakes. They're both going to make a tiniest bit of contact. Somehow Rio Harris's car is still sparking, which makes no sense. Oh, Hossein is to turn out of it. And look at that now. Rose's got a great run. We're going to look at it from the point of Hossein because he's also got Bluebird now right there. And we're going to see Bluebird potentially go around the outside. Yes, he does. We're going to see Rio Harris try and keep it in on Rose, but he can't. Oh, Bluebird there. Bit of contact as well. I don't know if he tried going for a really audacious dive. Oh, and there's even more contact between Hossein and Wisburn as well. I don't know what is happening in this race. Everyone is just going at it. And now Hossein really dropping down the field. He's got a lot of damage on that car. How did that happen? I don't even notice how that happened. So whatever has happened anyway, Hossein is down quite a bit. Bluebird as well, with that half spin, is really struggling for pace. Has he got damage on his car? It doesn't look it, but he definitely lost time with that. And we're back pretty much to our regularly scheduled programming. Rose in the lead, Rio Harris chasing him down. The two that we usually normally see at the front. Same with Bluebird and same with Wisburn. More people dropping down the field. That small one. Oh, it is the small one. As Rose sets the fastest up again. So I don't know what is happening. I know the small one maybe trying making a move there on BRVK. I really don't know. But whatever it is, Hossein's in and he's on the hards as well. So that is really going to hurt his race. As Rio Harris there back past into the lead of this race on Rose there. Our Henson as well, actually, side by side with Pablos. Let's have a look at this. Our Henson, remember, on the hard tyres. I think Pablos is also on the hards. Yeah, he is. And Lilo as well, actually. Closing up to the back of Wisman. Will he find a send? No, he will not, but he actually is kind of there. And he does maybe have to back out a little bit of that one. Yeah, this has been very close and very chaotic. For only 5 laps of this race, it has definitely been quite enthralling. As BRVK there goes very wide. Has he picked up damage? Oh, he has. So he definitely is be serving these guys now. Cox is, I think he actually picked Cox, didn't he? No, he didn't actually. But the small one, I think, is the one that's hurting the most here. I don't think he hasn't got damage, but he's just had a horrendous start to this race, just has to be said. Bluebird as well trying to use all his battery here just to keep up in that overtake mode, because if he doesn't get it now, he might not get it for these next couple laps. Yellow flag, meanwhile, who is that? Is that the small one again? It might have been, you know. I think it was. He's just having a torrid time. I did say about the overheating issue, so maybe he's getting some of that. But right now, Rio Harris, we can't even see him on the point of view here. And Rose takes that lead back, but he's definitely got a bit of contact there, has Rio Harris, with Rose. So they're all getting quite feisty. And I'm honestly really surprised to see this. Incredibly surprised. But actually, to cut back to it, because look at this right here. Rio Harris still quite close. Nothing yet in the minute, though. Wisman the same. They're all doing all right. Let's have a look here. Meanwhile, BRVK, actually, he made a move. He's made a move on Daniel Tyson, despite that wing damage. So he's doing great for the Alpine team here. Let's see what Daniel can do in response here. Down the inside, he's going to go, surely. And he's going to do it pretty good, but he's locked up. A little bit of contact between the pair of them. And I think they're going to be just still side by side there. A little bit of contact again. But they are going to keep it all through there. But Daniel now goes wide. As I think BRVK may have pressed him into a bit of a mistake. Lilo now is half round on the hard tyres. What is going on in this race? I literally don't get it. Everyone is just... I don't even know. Everyone's on something there. I don't know if it's just... I don't even know. But yeah, I'd expect that, by the way, some of these people to start pitting around this or next lap off these mediums. Because it's not the wear that is primarily the issue. I've already talked about the overheating issues, and that is what the issue is. As meanwhile, these guys are still having a great fight, like down the back of the field. Always, PRVK definitely makes up his own track there. As Rio Harris still ahead there of Rose. Meanwhile, these guys still going at a tiny bit of tyre rubbing. As Zaniel was trying his best to slot back in. Has he got straight mode down? I don't know if he does. Or if he actually does, I just don't see it. But yeah, Daniel back on the inside here. He's going to maybe make it work. No, he backs out a lot, in fact. And yeah, there you go. BRVK back head. Oh, and Daniel gets penalty for his issues as well. But now, Geets right here is going to really come up to the back of him because he is fast. We already know that. But he's got to be very precise for these guys because they're going to be quite invested in their own battle. And definitely they don't be fighting someone like Geet, who is incredibly fast, and they'll just lose all their time. But Geet's once again, he's got to be careful. Because look at the pace difference between the pair of them. I mean, they're very, very slow compared to him. And Geet there, he's going to try and make one on the inside already. No, can't make it work. He's had to sit behind this Daniel Tyson now through all these S's. And that is not where he wants to go. He's going to try and make it around the outside. That is incredibly close. And he's managed to just make it work there. Yellow flags, meanwhile, is it the small one again? It's the small one again. Has he got rear wing damage or something? I don't know what's going on with that car, but he is just not having a fun time. And meanwhile, real big contact down the back straight there as Rhea Harris tries to move. Rosa tries to go back towards that racing line, and there's still more contact going on. Rhea Harris eventually backs out of it. Can we see anything from Bluebird here now, as he's really trying his best to wrestle that car, as is Wisburn? Can we see anything down to this next turn? We can, in fact, as Rhea Harris goes for a send. Just about can't make it work. Wisburn stays behind as well. Bluebird trying to find any sort of comeback. Can't make it work either. As Pavlos, actually, has made something work on Wisburn. He's going to be round the outside of him now, but Wisburn, I think, has just made it stick back. Yes, he has. Someone I also want to notice here, Henson, at the back of this field. Obviously, Blackburn was caught in contact, and he's down in 15th currently. That is not good for his title challenge. But, yeah, Bluebird currently holding Wisburn up too. I think it's Henson they got to start worrying about as well here, because he's been quietly, very consistently picking up points. And Bluebird there really struggling now on those medium tyres. I mean, yeah, these top three, all on mediums. I'd expect one of these guys to come in soon. Surely they're keeping their tyres in check till lap 9, but I honestly think they need to start coming in now. I think a 2-stop right now would be really good for them. But no, they're not doing it. And unless they think otherwise, then they're just going to stay out here for a long while. Meanwhile, we're going to see Wisburn on the inside. Bit of a lock-up there, but he's managed to avoid making any contact currently. We're also going to try and see the guys ahead and see what they're doing. Let's go on board with Wisburn right here. Yellow flag further behind. I think that's Cox's there. I don't know who else it could have been. But yeah, meanwhile, Bluebird here trying to find that way there round his Wisburn. He's going to maybe just about do it. In fact, oh no, tyre locks. And there's Pavlos there trying to make a move on the inside. No, he can't. And there's Henson in the back there too. And Lilo, who obviously had that half spin. And I think Bluebird now is going to have to be careful because he's lost that one position. He's going to have Pavlos round the outside in the most unorthodox place you probably could have said on this track. Incredible. Absolutely incredible stuff we're seeing here. When someone slips up, we'd head to see someone else pick up the pieces in a really good way. I think Bluebird here, though, is Henson fixed that move down the inside. Can't make it work, though. But, yeah, Bluebird right now, I think he should be one pitting. He looks like he's struggling the most out of the top three that were on medium tyres. And there we go. Yeah, he's into the pit lane. Definitely quite conservative as well. I thought he would have definitely tried to approach a bit more aggressively. But, anyway, we're going back to the fight for the lead. Once again, Rose now back to the outside of Rhea Harris. He's going to take the lead, I believe, maybe just about without contact, and he just about does without contact. Rhea Harris still trying to keep that nose in, just make sure he can get anything in this race. And no, he cannot get it. And now that just simple trying to keep his nose in is going to maybe allow Wisburn through. No, he does not go through. And Pavlos here trying his best to break away now from our Henson. I don't think our Henson got damaged. I think he's pretty much now with Bluebird a bit out of the way. These guys can definitely start stretching their pace a bit more, and we're definitely seeing it right now already as Lilo really caught back up. And our Henson here, obviously, I don't think he's as quick as any of these guys that he's fighting right now. He's just got that consistency to stay out of trouble most of the time, and it's exactly what he's doing. And yeah, he's doing it really well. Obviously, Rose and Rhea Harris right now should have a bit of a pace disadvantage with those medium tyres, because they will not be quick enough, or definitely quicker than the hards by this stage. Yeah, the guys in hards as well, they also going to be struggling. The only thing I think that could happen here is we're going to see Rhea Harris and Rose going for that one-stop strategy, but they have to be careful of these guys behind, because they might be doing the same thing, and if not, it'll be a two-stop race for everyone. But now, Rhea Harris back to the outside, Rose to the inside. They're just about going to make contact once again, and Rhea Harris back through into the lead of this race. Rose going to try and get the best exit he can now, because he's got to attack and defend at the same time. He's got Wisburn right there to try and defend from, and he's going to do it successfully. But maybe now, as I think Pavlov's broken a bit too late, he's just about avoided having a big accident. But yeah, there you go. He's all okay right now. And that's still keeping our Henson in the fight currently. Meanwhile, I've just seen DK overtake Blackburn. That is a sentence I feel like I've never said in my life, but Blackburn's going to get him back. Yeah, crazy stuff, though. It's not been great for our championship leader currently. I'm assuming he picked up damage in those first few corners, because there's no way he could have been that slow. But meanwhile now, Wisburn trying to go to the outside here of Rose. Can't find anything working, but he could find a bit more space. No, he can't still, but Pavlos is trying to find some more space too. So everyone is trying to find space in a place where you cannot find any at all, other than the car that's already occupying said space. Meanwhile, though, our Henson into the pit lane, so he's going to go and call a two-stop. And will that make anyone up here panic? Because regardless of if they don't think he's got the pace, that's still a motion for an undercut. And any of these guys could be a bit worried as Rhea Harris and Rose, both of these two continuing to fight. Yeah, I'm just thinking about these guys on the hard tyres here, because if they actually do get pressured into a two-stop, they're likely getting undercut here, because they are getting held up a treat by these two right now. And that is exactly what our Henson wants to hear. Is meanwhile, yellow flags, Thomas is out. And that's a full course safety car, so that is literally the worst timing for our Henson. How has Thomas been that? Oh my goodness me. I think he's probably trying to brake and then locked up straight into the pit lane. That's awful. Oh, God. This will benefit a couple people. I think, obviously, the top five here. I think Rhea Harris and Rose now actually could take a set of hard tyres, potentially just about to the end, I think. And maybe the same for our Henderson. I don't know, but I'm assuming a load of these guys in the back here will come in again. Yeah, the small one in, BRVK in. Yeah, I'd expect everyone in, to be honest. Everyone in, maybe other than Bluebird, potentially. I can maybe see him staying out. Obviously, he's only got 2 laps on those hard tyres. And if he's not finding the way to be that bad, then he could find his way up a lot further up in this race. But yeah, obviously all you guys are coming in. Oh, Henson, for fuck's sake. Yeah, I don't blame him. That is him literally just came in. And then as he's come out, there's been a safety car. That is going to absolutely ruin his undercut threat. And there we go. Look, all these guys here. Yeah, obviously Rhea Harris and Rose, both of them are going for the hard tyres. Everyone here behind onto the mediums, so they will pit again. They are not going to obviously retain all their advantage that they've got. But Bluebird here is going to try best to get out ahead as many people as possible. And he gets into third. So, to be fair, it's not all bad for him. But it's not the best still. I mean, either way, though, if that undercut didn't get pulled off for our Henson, then I think regardless here, he would have still been in the same spot. Because right now, yeah, he was behind Rhea Harris, he was behind Rose, he was behind Wisburn. I don't think he was behind a Lilo. I think it's the only person I think he's lost out to. And obviously, Bluebird came in already. So, yeah, I think regardless here, our Henson hasn't lost out per se, because I think even if he still had that safety car gap that he wanted to have, then yeah, he still would have been P5. But it's just the fact that that threat that he was trying to go for, that undercut threat, that's now gone completely. And the one that French tyres isn't too big of an advantage, to be honest, over here, especially if you're on hard tyres. But yeah, it's just that threat and just sort of keeping the guys up there on their toes, just making them wonder, like, hold on a minute, we do still have our Henson in this race, and he can still be an issue right now. But yeah, someone to note, actually, awful day for the McLaren lot down here. As apparently, according to this, I don't know if it's completely accurate. Sorry, some of this isn't completely accurate, I don't think, but I'm still having a look anyway. Apparently, Pavlos has still got a bit of damage on his car that he hasn't, come in for. So there we go. He's coming in now. I don't think this is going to show you that he's changed it. I really don't know. Sorry, Hazard is in too. I don't think, have these guys made contact? No, Hazard. Oh, okay, Hazard's come to for a set of hearts. So is Pavlos. Okay, so maybe that is the stem. going back to hard tyres and then using them for the rest of the race, which is completely fair enough. But someone apparently here does have front wing damage. It's just not showing me who. I don't think it's Saucine because he's quite far down the field right now. And he doesn't look like he's got damage, but apparently someone's got front wing damage. I don't know if my live timing's just awful. I think they're just awful because apparently Rosen's on 50% mediums. It was probably him a couple laps ago. Yeah, lap 12 actually. Oh no, lap. Oh god. It's flicking through all the laps. Oh lord. Okay. Well, it's definitely trying. Let's put it that way. But yeah, I don't think my live timing's helping me at all here. Blackburn apparently still has front wing damage. I don't believe he does. He picked up a penalty under the safety car. So, I mean, it can be removed as long as he doesn't get another one this race. Let's have a look. Has he got damage? Doesn't look it. My live timing's going all over the place right now. They're literally like everywhere but where you'd expect them to be. But yeah, bit odd. As it's definitely trying its best. That's all I'll say. Let me just make sure the quali one's been saved. I don't think the safety car's coming in this lap. We've still got a lot of guys there at the back of the field. Okay, that's wrong. That's really wrong. Okay, right, so the quali's been saved, but a load of drivers are completely off. So, yeah, might just need that change. That's probably why it's also actually tweaking out completely, because it's trying to figure out who is who, and it is not doing very well with that. Yeah, the gaps all over the place, speed traps all over the place. Yeah. Just give me actually 1 second. Let me try and see if I can fix this. You're going to have to just give me just 1 minute. I don't believe it can get fixed. Just have a very quick check of things. Yeah, it's just going to constantly flip between laps and minutes. So unfortunately, I don't think my live time's to be much help now. But yeah, let's just have a very quick check of things right now because we still got Cox's there quite far down the field, so it still might not come in this lap. Let's just see who's been a very big gainer. Oh no, safety car is in this lap, so Cox has to hurry up. Kodoy, someone who's done very well because he obviously stayed out for a lot of that safety car. And Rosa here is going to make sure he's not too slow here. Obviously, he's going below 50. We usually have a rule, obviously, where if you go below 50 for like a long period of time, unless you get limited by the game, then yeah, you might be penalised for it. So yeah, definitely right here, for example, you could get limited. But there we go. I think he's gone now, in fact. We're going to see right now through these final couple of corners, as everyone managed to catch it. Rose definitely is not. He has struggled off that restart. Sorry, I actually was Rhea Harris the whole time. Really sorry, my apologies. But yeah, meanwhile, Bluebird here has got a really nice restart. Let's see. Can he find a way past into P2, obviously? He's not got much wear on those hard tyres, so we're going to treat him like he's actually part of this fight. Round the outside, he's going to try and go. A tiny bit of contact, in fact. But I think he's going to be all okay. He's going to hook it round, and he's going to have to make sure he's quite careful of those curbs, because they will bounce you up, just like what you've seen there. Kodoy is side-by-side here currently with Geet, and Geet here is already having to deal with a lot of traffic. He's going to have to deal with even more now, as Kodoy is trying to make his way, Roof. And there's a lot of contact out in front. Who was that? I think that was a Lilo going straight into the back of Wisburn. And there's Kodoy and Geet still trying to leave each other room side-by-side. Kodoy still manages to stay ahead. DK tries to find a way through now, as Horsina picks up a penalty as well. A load of these guys who would be expected to be fighting for the win has just been completely caught in traffic. It has not helped them in the slightest. Kodoy still ahead of Geet. Pablos as well picks up a penalty. Kodoy just doing his best to try and drive out there, and Geet now is going to try and find his way through. Is he going to make it through? He is now, as Deacon now thinks about send, but now he's going to have Hossein go around the outside of him. Hossein tries to find his way through. Deacon tries to find a send as well. It's very close, but that was just about good enough there from DK. Basically did everything right, just trying to make sure he couldn't find that way through for the Haas car there. Meanwhile, Rose's brought that gap back down. Rhea Harris as well, actually, he's got not much fuel. At least by the looks of things, he should be able to save this all, but yeah, quite interesting to see the fuel light is still on after a safety car, and especially with the way he was definitely saving some of what he was doing. Yeah, very interesting to see. Meanwhile, Blackman and Pablos, they're fighting for wooden spoons here. This is for 1 and 2 points in our current point system. This is incredible stuff to see. Meanwhile, Rose just has to hold off now on Rhea Harris for the time being. Bluebird doing his best to go through. Same with Hossein there as Diki tries to find a way on the inside. We saw that very quickly. He couldn't make it through. Pablos now's going to try and find his way through. It's a little bit argy-bargy, but he manages to make it work. And Blackburn's going to try and do the same now. Maybe with less contact? You never have to know here because you don't know what could pick up damage and what can't. Right now, though, Henson really needs to make his way by the Mercedes of Alilo because Alilo here, look at the damage he's got. And there we go, he's trying his best. But no, Alilo really going aggressive. And he's going to have to try and go back on the inside as Swarm picks up penalty. Henson finds the brakes and he gets out now ahead of that Mercedes car. But he's maybe got a slight battery disadvantage here because Alilo with that wing damage, he's going to be still quite fast down this back straight. Like obviously, when you do get front wing damage or any sort of damage on your wings at all, you do have a slight straight line speed advantage. Sorry, while I say all this, Rose and Rhea Harris going for it again. And Alilo trying to go for it again, but no, he's gone way too wide there. And he's going to have Henson get the position back on him. He is right behind him now too. There's Rose and Rhea Harris still going for it. Look at this camera change. It was really lovely to see that one, actually. That was really aggressive. I like that. But yeah, meanwhile, Bluebird still waiting in the wings for a potential P2 in this race. You never know. As Kodor tries to go on the inside there, Pablos can't make it work. Pablos now through as Zangam Tyson further down the field. He picks up penalty as well. This is more than anything, this race is maybe considered 2 tiers because some of these guys have had some great fights in the lower part of this race, and some of these guys at the front have had insane fights too. So it makes me really consider that. Unfortunately for Foxes down here, he is I don't know what happened, but he just hasn't caught up to the safety car, and he's just not really finding any pace. I don't believe he lagged out or anything because he looks like he's still here. He hasn't told us otherwise. But yeah, meanwhile, Rose and Rhea Harris, they're both still going for it. Let's have a quick look at this. Here we go. Rhea Harris once again trying to make that move. Rose is still using the battery, so maybe he feels a bit more threatened now. And now into turn 1, Rhea Harris makes that move. But has he gone a bit too deep? Rose thinks about it, tries his best to go on the outside, now goes for a cutback. Let's have a look now. Has that paid off for the V-carb driver? Let's have a look. He's not really using his battery, so maybe he doesn't feel as threatened to go for this move. No, he does not. Bluebird still sits behind. Wisman on his medium tyres. They'll start falling away quite quickly. Alilo as well is kind of holding up these other guys here on the medium tyres, and he's actually bringing Pablos a bit further into this race. Same with Kodoy. Obviously someone who's not got a penalty at all. Blackburn you can argue as well. Another person who's actually pretty good here is Geet picks up another penalty, I think, in this race. But yeah, Blackburn you can argue is someone who could maybe come back into this race. Hazard too, but I don't know if he got damaged on any of the things down the back of the field. I don't think he did. No, he's all okay. But meanwhile, sorry, Geet is past Alilo there, and he's going to have to take Hossein wide. But I think he's had to yield that position there as well. Meanwhile, sorry, Hossein there's gone well wide himself. I don't know what's going on there. But he's now back behind Alilo. I don't know what is really happening, unless he got a legal overtake or something. But so out of the top 5 to start streaking away, and Wisman maybe a little bit under pressure here. Rhea Harris, will he be under pressure once again? Will Bluebird maybe start putting some pressure on because he's just sort of been watching? He's not been really proper fighting. He's maybe had a tiny thought of a lunge or two, but we've got to wait for the actual send here. Sorry, Kodoy there really looks like he sent one on Blackbone. Blackbone's trying to find his way back round. They've tie locked a little bit, but they've left space. That's all we want to see here now as Rhea Harris and Rose go back at it again. And Rose here on the outside, Rhea Harris to the inside. Can he find that little bit there? He just about can. And Rose's got to wait for that little while longer. Bluebird in the back there too, trying to find any way through, but he can't find it yet. Rhea Harris doing a really brave defence of P1 currently. And right now, I think one of the biggest threats in this race to this top 5, I want to say Geet or Pablos. Obviously, these two still got penalties. Actually, sorry, Geet is actually only with 3 seconds. I thought he had 6. But I think these guys will be the biggest threats here. They've obviously cleared all the traffic where they were, and they're now through. Hossein potentially as well. I think he's heavily struggling with some sort of issue. There's like, oh no, Kodoy. Someone was looking quite well in this race. Unfortunately for him now, he is down into P14. He's still not got penalties though, so he's currently on his way for a point. As meanwhile, sorry, Lilo in the pit lane, he's going to get rid of those medium tyres and go for the hards at the end. But more importantly, he's going to get rid of that wing damage. He's going to fit a new wing on, and we'll see how he goes there. As meanwhile, the small one out of this race as well. That looks like there's a manual retirement in the pits. Probably just not really having a fun time. And to be fair, we've not seen him have his best race so far. And we're seeing now Rosa get incredibly close to the back of Rhea Harris's Aston Martin. It's been great stuff seeing all these guys go for it. Whatever else is going on this race, I mean, we still got 15 laps left, so God knows what else we're going to see. But right now, this has been incredible. I think the one person I think will be stopping again in this top 5, Wisburn. And if that's the case, you never know what Henson can pick up here, because BRVK picks up another penalty. I might try and very quickly check the penalties of these guys, but I don't really know when the best time is now, because you never know when people can suddenly make a mistake or when they just suddenly start fighting. Because mainly here I want to wait till turn 4, 5 and 6 to see these guys stop fighting. But then they might pick a penalty through the S section. We see people spin through the S section as well. There's a lot of stuff that can happen here. But meanwhile, oh no, we're having a bit of lag. Oh god, no, don't do this to us. Actually, might just be Rosa here. I think everyone else looks okay. I really hope there's not going to be proper lag though for the rest of this race. I think it's all alright though. Yeah, everyone else looks to be okay. Might just be a bit Rose's side, I don't know. But if it is, then we'll be okay. Although actually everyone's a bit choppy now. I don't know. Hopefully we're going to be surviving the rest of this race without any sort of lag. Meanwhile, BRVK, unfortunately, him retires from the session, so no points for the Alpine guys here. And there's, oh no, that is definitely a bit of lag there. I think everyone's all okay. Someone leaves, so maybe that was all it was really. Everyone's just starting to leave this race and come back again. Well, have a quick look at the warnings here. Has Rhea Harris got one? No, none at all. Has Rose got any? None at all. Bluebird's got 2, however. Although one looked like to be under the safety car, so it might be one he can remove. Wisman as well, he's obviously going to be pitting. Oh, actually, sorry, our Henson as well will be on this pitting. Sorry, I thought he started on a set of medium tyres. No, he is not. So he's definitely going to be pitting again here, our Henson. So, yeah, he'll be following Wisburn in, potentially, or might be going a bit later. Obviously, because he's on those medium tyres. And there you go, look, Wisburn really struggling now. And our Henson's going to have Pablos on the back of him soon. I'm sure Wisburn comes in. Yes, he does. So this is going to be now a fight for the top 3 to settle, because I think all those guys will be okay on their hard tyres. It's just everyone else now is going to be sort of fending off for themselves. Let's see what else is happening here. I think Rhea Harris is going to keep Rose ahead. Oh no. Oh, this lag's quite bad. What's going on? Oh no. I really hope it's not going to be this bad again. Sorry. But anyway, Rose looks to be through. I don't know if this is just these guys or it might be me. Whoever it is, this is not helping at all, because these guys are just ghosting through each other. They're just doing their best to see who comes out in front now at this point. We're seeing Rhea Harris and Rose, the pair of them, just trying their best to shake each other off, and they aren't shaking each other off for the minute, but they might be shaking off Bluebird. There's a bit of a pair there. Sorry, actually. Rose has now picked up a penalty. Has picked up a penalty? We just saw it in nothing. Hold on a minute. Has he picked up all the warnings in our lap? He has. Interesting. So I don't know if that was like a glitch there or anything, but Rose picks up 3 warnings in 1 lap. So he's currently with a pre-ticket penalty. Daniel Tyson further down the field, fighting his teammate Kodoy, in fact. Real ghosting for everyone. Okay. That's good news to know, at least, because I don't know what was going on. But yeah, that definitely looked quite dodgy, at least in terms of connection. Yeah, if Rio's ghosting for everyone, that might just be a couple of internet issues for him as well. I think everyone else in this race is all right, other than that. But sorry, meanwhile, actually, Pavlos got ahead of our Henson in all of that, and has actually cleared that 1 second window. So our Henson hasn't got any overtake mode he can use. Meanwhile, Geets and Hossein, both of those guys go fighting again. And I think they're all okay so far. Geets, obviously, on those medium tyres, but so is Hossein. They both need to pit again, I believe. As meanwhile, Rhea Harris is... Yeah, I think it's more Rhea Harris here. He's one of the only ones that are actually lagging. So he's going to have to be very careful of what he's doing. He's actually going to have to be very careful of what Rose might do to him as well. Because obviously these two are lagging quite a bit. You never know what's going to come through or any connection issues or any random hits that send Ray Harris completely off into the gravel. We'll have to wait and see. BRBK, meanwhile, leaves the session. Let's see here. Anyway, Tyson and Kodo, both of these guys still really going for it. Like, it's good to see the teammates fight, but obviously these guys need points in the constructor standings, because right now, actually, VCarb are going to be taking one of the biggest wins. Haas as well. There'll be another one taking quite a good win here. Unfortunately for someone like Cadillac and Audi, and I mean, hell, even to some extent Red Bull, obviously, because the small one's retired, they're not going to get the best points in here, so we're definitely going to need someone to step up in terms of constructors, and I think VCarb is going to do just that soon as Hosseins in the pit lane. Blackman goes through. Rose now goes through on Rio Harris. The pair of them get very close to touching, and I think Rose is trying to save a bit more of that battery, because I think now he smells a bit of blood in this race. Let's have a look here. Only a couple tenths back, and they're not really dropping Bluebird, so I think now he wants to start taking this pace. Let's have a look now. On the inside, he might go. He doesn't go. Really interesting thing to watch here, because right now, I thought he would have gone for it, to be honest, Rose. I really thought he would have. Pablos here is still sitting behind him as well, just waiting for any sort of chance he could get. Obviously, with the penalty there, it's not helped him, but he could go to the end of this race, I think, as well. Henson, unfortunately for him, he might be just waiting for a safety car at this point, because, I mean, yeah, he's already in a P5 spot. If there is a safety car, everyone above him pits, everyone behind him probably pits, and then it's just going to be him in P5 without a penalty. So I think it's a logical thing for him to do. Meanwhile, there we go. Yeah, Lilo with either contact or a mistake of his own. He's down in P13. Yeah, this is sort of thing exactly what I'm saying. So if any of these guys make any contact, if there's a virtual safety car, there's a full safety car, any sort of things like that, Henson could probably be there to capitalise, because right now he's just in a good spot. He's not really got anyone around him. He's currently P4, maybe even P3 with that penalty. But obviously he does need to pit again still. Meanwhile, as I think Geets and Blackbone here, yeah, they're both in. Someone I've actually not even thought about here, Hazard as well, up in P6 all of a sudden. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, he too actually can make it to the end of this race. So meanwhile, Rose and Rhea Harris, a pair of them, fighting once again. Rhea Harris tries to find an inside move. Bluebird as well, getting a little bit hounded there by Pablos. I don't think there was any proper moves being made, but there is more moves being made here as well. They make contact, in fact. Rose and Rhea Harris. That might actually allow Bluebird through. He's going to try it on the inside here. He's going to be careful. Rhea Harris, though, goes wide. And now, actually, Bluebird could find a way through, potentially to go to the inside. Can't find a way through still. It's incredible to watch, but it's losing him so much time. So Rose, once again, Bluebird's going to find anything on the inside. He just about finds it. He's made contact. That's going to allow Pavlos through, surely. Yes, it does. It's really on the limit there, but I think going for a move into that one is going to be very tight anyway. So, yeah, interesting to see there. Rose now breaks away from that 1 second, but this might have been, I don't really know, this might have been a plan for Bluebird. I really don't know what he was trying. If he was trying to really get through that desperately, I think he could have waited, actually, until Rhea Harris was out of that overtake there, because he might have just been able to. And sorry there, hence the pit lane. He's given up on the idea that I said about anyway, as D-Kit into the pit lane. Yellow flag set to 3 there. Is that a Lilo again? It might have been, oh no, seen there with major damage to his car. I don't know what he did. Okay, so he's trying to try and crash and cause sort of safety car, so that's a bit of an issue there. We'll be able to report that one. Do not worry. He might come into the pit lane now. I don't know what's going on, but I mean, yeah, like he'll probably retire after this one anyway. Yeah, there we go. He's out of this race. Yeah, we always don't condone trying to cause safety cars, at least purposefully. We really don't like that. But glad it didn't happen, at least. That's the one good thing we want to say there. But now I'm saying all this, actually, Ferrari now are in a good spot for the constructors. Everyone is, like, sort of really switching around here, and we're actually now seeing gaps start to form. Just a little bit, obviously. Rose now is just having to try and manage a gap to Rhea Harris, but I don't think that's an easy thing to say. Pablos as well hasn't got overtake. Bluebird hasn't got overtake either, I don't think. Have any of these guys got overtake? No, they haven't. They're all very close to each other, but they all are trying to catch each other. So we might be in for a very big Grand Slam finish if they're all able to get overtake mode off each other, and then we might be seeing some very big stuff. We don't know. But, yeah. Oh, meanwhile, sorry, Bluebird picks up a penalty. Pablos as well, actually, has lost a lot of time compared to these guys. So maybe had a really bad first couple of turns. But now, yeah, Bluebird is going to have to fight proper for that P3 spot. You can't just sit there now. Tell Blackburn to drive faster. Hello, J-Hawes. It's been a while since we've seen you here. But yeah, Blackburn unfortunately had an awful qualifying. To be fair, actually, a load of people had awful qualifying. So Pablos had a bad quali. I'm talking about some main people here. Is Lila gets a 10-second penalty for corner cutting down a... Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Oh, is he just... Okay, I don't know what's going on anymore. Everyone's been sort of getting really weird penalties today, but yeah, I will tell Blackman to drive faster. Currently in P9, he's our current championship leader as well, but Wisburn as well has been kind of hard done by. He'll probably catch Hazard, Wisburn. I don't think he catches anyone else after that, though. And that's a big thing, because if Wisburn gets 5th, obviously we changed our point system for this season, so I actually might need to... hold on, let me actually have a look at this anyway. I'm trying to figure out how much people get for P5 here. Give me 1 second. Not really a crazy amount happening on track right now. I'll quickly go back to these guys just in case they suddenly start making moves. Yeah, so P5 gets 13 points, and where Blackburn is currently, he is getting P9? No. But yeah, P9, sorry. Let me make sure his penalties are reflecting that. Oh, no, okay, actually, so you could get P8 currently. So 13 points to 7, Wisburn would take the lead. Oh, no, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't, actually. Sorry, no. If he's got fastest lap, he might. No, he won't. Actually, ignore me. Blackburn will still hold on, I think, by 1 point. But someone like Rose, currently the lead right now, but obviously that free sticker penalty, he still gets second, so he's going to get about 20 points. He's going to gain quite a lot on these guys as well. Obviously a reserve driver, and they only do a couple more races now. This is a new rule we've also implemented. A load of people obviously sort of jump in as reserves. But if they're only going to be reserves, then we expect them to only race in less than 5 races. 5 races or less, sorry. So if you ever are able to do more than 5 races, pick up a full-time seat, please. That is exactly what we say to everybody now. Because if you do want to do more than 5, pick it up. Go on. Just give it a try. Surely you like some of it. But yeah, another person who probably could be gaining quite a bit here are Henson, because he's on fresh mediums. Oh, well, actually 3 lap old now, but yeah, definitely could have a chance to gain on Wisburn and then potentially gain on Hazard. I mean, actually, to be fair, the Ferrari boys right now are doing really good. Obviously, Hazard there pitting under the safety car, getting the hard. Yeah, let's say actually, there you go. This is exactly what I mean. So he's only used the mediums for 1 lap, but obviously he pitted onto the hards about 2 laps for the safety car. Used the safety car to go and pit onto a set of mediums. Then he put onto his 2 lap old hards once again, and it's been perfect. He's basically only used the hard tyres this whole race, and right now he's on for 7th. Let's say, because I think Henson and Wisburn will get them. But he's done magnificently regardless here, Hazard. I think Wisburn here will actually get him as early as here. And there we go. Look, Wisburn going to try and make a move now into this section. He's going to be very careful of it. Hazard leaves as much space as he dares. Goes a little bit off the track, but that one looked all okay there as Wisburn now tries to find a move round the outside. And I think that's a superior tyre grip now there as Hazard, unfortunately for him, cannot find any other way through. The only way he can maybe find a way through again is if he gets a good exit, and he is, yeah, not really got that on those hard tyres now. Wisburn has got a lot of battery to play with. I'd love to take a full-time seat. I don't have the game or PS5. Will that be an issue? Oh, sorry. Sorry, Jails. Sorry, God's sake. Yeah, I mean, you sound like someone that we know here in terms of someone that begins with J and then Ollie Viper at the very end. Sorry, there's a Lilo actually is out of this race as well. So everyone, bar one person here, unfortunately, which is Cox's here, who is actually about to, is he about to get lapped? Not getting lapped in a second. Yeah, he is actually, because that's Rose and Rio Harris right there. I don't know what's happened to him this whole race. Unless it's an AI. It actually might be an AI, but I just didn't see him leave. He is ghosted, so yeah, it actually might be an AI. I think it's a bit late to invite him now. To be honest, I haven't seen any messages from him anyway to say that to invite him back. But yeah, right now everyone currently is getting points, so including these guys here, Kodai and Zanyo. They might not have best race, but they are right back here and they're doing pretty good. Meanwhile, here we go, Rose here. Oh, having to move out the way of Lilo's car. who for some reason is just there, and he just goes to be careful with Pablos. And there we go. Yeah, wow, that was really sketchy all of a sudden. But that's how I'm going to put Rhea Harris right on the back of Rose here. I don't think that was a Lilo's fault at all, because obviously he's left the session now. He's not here. Rhea Harris now down the inside. Is there contact? There's a little bit of contact. Rose obviously trying his best to hold on to the lead, but now it's a bit wide for Rose. Can't find a move for Rhea Harris there. Can't do it. Not just yet anyway. But right now he technically doesn't need to make one. Unless Rose obviously wants to get that penalty removed, he doesn't need to make one yet. Meanwhile, while I say all this, actually, Hazard did get passed by Wisman and Henson. Henson doing his best to also get a bit further on. Sorry, Geeta's retired as well. What's going on? He went to a set of soft tyres, but I think now maybe actually, just because everything has just gone quite bad for him, as meanwhile, actually, Cox is here, actually might get points. So, yeah, insane stuff here going on in a minute. I don't know what is happening, but everyone is getting points. Danielle and Kodoy right now are the last guys, but they're currently 10th or 11th. I think a lot of these guys actually, yeah, a lot of these guys are Algerian for some reason. J-Horse, if you are watching. I think 4 of the guys that have retired are Algerian, and for some reason they all just wanted to join today, so I don't know what happened. But yeah, sorry, Rhea Harris fakes it and then goes to the inside. There's another car now in the way, and that's obviously of Geet's V-carb there, so it's, the lap cars aren't really even lap cars. They're basically trying to retire from this race. They're causing havoc between these guys. And our Henson here, don't think he's really be able to catch Wisburn. He's doing his best, but I think those medium tyres have already had their best. And now, yeah, I mean, Haas could be sat there in 7th. He's not really doing too bad. It's just, yeah, no one else is really be doing too much here now. A lot of these guys are damn well on these hard tyres, though. That is one thing I'll definitely say. 20 laps, 21 laps on these hards. They will make it to the end because they are quite a long-lasting tyre, but just to keep them in check and to keep still putting in really good lap times without any spins, especially from these guys at the top here. Obviously, they've been absolutely fighting each other, like pretty much to the death, it felt like. But no, they've been doing really good. As Rhea Harris now, he's going to have another chance here going down towards turn 1. He's got a better exit than before, but yeah, let's see it. Here we go. Rose here might actually have a bit more wing on that V-carb car there, because he's getting caught quite a lot, and there might be a difference between overtake mode and none. But let's have a look here. Rhea Harris thinks of a move. Can't make it work, though, and he's going to maybe try and find another sort of way to go through. He's going to do his best. Doesn't really get the best exit here, but he does have the overtake mode. Let's see, can he find any sort of way past the V-carb? No, he can't. We're into the last couple of laps of this race. Well, actually, he might find a way past. Bit opportunistic there from Rhea Harris. Did his best, but he couldn't find that way just yet there. I think Rose had every right to close that door. That was a very ambitious move from Rhea Harris, but he just couldn't make it there. Meanwhile, though, Bluebird's still just sat sort of in his own world here. He's got no one really catching him. I guess he's got Wisman catching him, but he's not going to catch him enough. I don't believe, at least, by the end of this race. He's got that 3-second penalty, so he's not really in range of getting with Pavlos either. So he's sort of just existing in that 4th spot, but he's been doing all right this whole race, I feel like. He's been pretty solidly up there. And, yeah, can't really complain about his race either. It's our Henson with a penalty as well. Unfortunately, his chase with Wisburn, but I think that chase was long gone, and the only person he's really got to stay ahead of now is Hazard. And Hazard actually got to stay ahead of Blackburn as well, because Blackburn here, getting a P8 is really big for this championship, especially because Wisburn's taking a P5. Yeah, I really don't have much else to say with that one, because that's going to make the championship just that bit closer. Let's see now here, Rose and Rhea Harris, a pair of them, getting closer once again, and it's the penultimate lap now. We should start seeing at least some sort of moves being pulled off here. Rhea Harris thinks about another send to the inside, but he can't find any way through right now. He's doing his best, obviously, to try and make Rose just get that little mistake going, a little lock-up on those tyres, just to make 100% certain that he wins this race on track. But right now, he's not really finding it. There we go. He goes wide as well. Make sure not to pick up a warning there too, I think, 'cause he definitely lifted a tiny bit. Because right now, the last thing he wants is a 3-second penalty. Because if he gets one now, that's going to have to be a forced fight for the win of this race. He's got more battery as well than Rose here, but he goes a bit wide there once again. I think Rose might have this one in the bag here. He's going to have a bit less battery to play with. in all fairness, as Rhea Harris now, sorry, is on 100%. He's going to get a nice exit thing out this final corner as well. Rosa looks to be a bit wibbly-wobbly there as we start the final lap. Here we go then. Rhea Harris says, Pablos actually isn't going on behind him. I thought that was a lap car, but it is actually a lap car. I think of Cox's there. And here we go now. Rhea Harris goes towards turn one. Does he make that lunge? He does make that lunge, and it's a massive one there. Down the inside, he takes the lead in this race. Can he hold it together? Rose tries to get back around the outside. They're going to be very careful not to touch. And they do not touch. And it's really played out to perfection there for Rhea Harris. Can Rose find a way back by? He's going to go to the outside. He does a late break move himself. Does he sell Rhea Harris a dummy? He does his best to. He can't find it. Can he find it here? Any sort of grip? He can't find that grip. And Rhea Harris into the lead with a brilliant move, and he just managed to cover off those switchbacks in those final couple bits of Sector 1. He does his best to keep it on track now, and that's all he needs to do to make absolutely certain that he wins this race. Rose is going to try his best to come back at him. He's actually got a really good run here, Rose. Let's have a quick look now. He's going to do his best. Rhea Harris here goes to the middle of the track. He makes it as awkward as possible, does skate a bit, goes off track. Can Rose find it here? He's on the worst part of the track before. He's on the outside. He can't find a switch to the inside. The fireworks start going off. Everything goes off here as Rhea Harris does that one last defensive move. He can't find any way through, however, Rose, as Rhea Harris takes the win in Mexico. That was brilliant racing on that final lap. Pablos there is in P3. Absolutely no idea what's happened ahead of him, but he takes that third place spot. Bluebird is in P4. Does he actually beat? No, he doesn't, Whizbird. He just misses out, actually, because that was suddenly a massive pace advantage there for Whizbird at the end, but he doesn't make it in the end of it. Whizbird with that two-stop, tried his best, just couldn't get it done in the end. Henson in P6, Hazard there in P7 on 25 whole hard tyres. His teammate with 27. It just round of applause to the Ferrari team just for that in general. Blackburn there in P8, bit of a low light for him in this season. D-Kit as well in P9, and actually a bit of a highlight for him. He's done really nice in this race, and he's got that P9. Daniel Tyson does finish ahead of his teammate Kodoi, who actually tried to go for the fastest lap, but I don't believe he got it in the end. No, it still goes to Alilo, who unfortunately did not finish this race. Daniel in P10, Kodoi P11, and Cox is in P12. Rounds out our point scorers, because a load of DNS happened this race. Obviously, it gets quite close in these final couple of laps. That might be the reason why a load of this happened. But we also see a couple of bit of shocking performances there. The small one, the main standout there, really bad race from him. But there we go. Look, Rhea Harris holds the English flag aloft, and he is a winner once again in BRL. Rose's in P2, and we have Pablos in P3 there. He holds that trophy, and a big congratulations to all the top three there. Let's see now. Rhea Harris takes that win. Alida with the fastest lap. Pablos driving today, to be fair, he had a really good race as well. Kodoi the most overtakes, in fact, though, and Rhea Harris apparently the cleanest driver. Maybe a couple words to be said about that one, but I think that was all okay in the end of it there, because Rhea Harris takes that win. Rose P2, Pablos in P3 from 30th on the grid. He's done a great job as well. Bluebird in P4, and actually a shout out the one-stoppers there. So Rhea Harris, Rose, Bluebird, all those guys are incredible for a one-stop. Wisbon P5, Henson P6, Hazard P7, with actually equally good strats to go on the hard tyres to the end of this race. Did great to get ahead of Blackburn after all of that. Blackburn, speaking of, in P8, D-Kit P9, Zaniel rounds out our top 10, Kodoi P11, and Cox is P12. Now, non-finishers are Geet, Alilo, Hossein, BRV6K, the small one, and Thomas. I might want to check the race director if I can. I'll just quickly just speed through it all. There's going to be no way I'll get through all this, so I'm just going to keep trying, though. Yeah, unfortunately, we'll have to get through all that, guys. Really, I'm sorry if you want to try and use that as anything, but yeah, maybe Rose could have removed that free-second penalty, but right now, it's Rhea Harris's win to keep, and in all fairness, he nailed it. That last lap, absolutely nailed it, and I can't really say anything else about it. He did such a good job for that send and make sure he came across and make sure he covered off that switchback. Really nice stuff from him. But that was round 6, and, well, technically round 5, obviously, because obviously we had no Qatar, but this was his last race. No, so he's got one more race after this one, and then he is done for the season. Realistically, whoever else, I think Alex has got one more race, and then I believe that is all that he can do. But yeah, next week, if it wasn't enough chaos already, we head to Baku. But we saw a really good won last season of that, obviously. Blackbone, obviously, one of the people who were very good there last season. Bluebird, one of them were really good last season. Pablos, really good there last season as well. So we might have to wait and see how that one goes. We'll just have to wait that extra week's time. Big congratulations to Ria Harris. Saw him in the stream there at the end. Thank you very much for racing with us. Rose as well. Big congrats to you, mate, as Pablos. Congrats to Bluebird. Congrats to our Henson. Congrats to Hazard. Yeah, a load of other guys out there also really good races. Both the Williams boys as well, Kodor and Zaniel, double points to them as well. Even though a load of those people did not finish, you got to be in it to actually make sure you get points. So, yeah, there we go. Just potentially 5 races left as we head in to our second part of the season. I have to make sure we know what we're doing with that final round, obviously, because we had no Qatar. But yeah, let's say it anyway. We're now in the second part of our season, and I'll be, anyway, seeing you all next week because I'm Miss Cookie. Baku is next. Blackman, are you still leading? I believe you are by 1 point, I believe. I think you lose 6 points to Wisburn. This is the things haven't been updated again, so I'll probably need to update myself after all this. So yeah, I'll update it and I'll see what it says. But yeah, I'll let you know as soon as possible, mate. I think you still lead by 1 point to Wisburn, but we'll have to just wait and see there. But yeah, anyway, I'm Miss Cookie. This has been BRL Season 16, Round 6 of Mexico. I will see you all next week at Baku. Thank you so much, and goodbye.